Hi everyone, Gig Coach Jake back with more gig economy news, tips, and tricks, and today it's GrubHub back at it again with more tactics to keep us from doing our work as true independent contractors. This time what they've done is remove the information that we see after we accept the offer. The notes, the tip, when the order was placed, and the ETA. So, you might wonder, well, why is this important? No big deal, right? You still see the dollar amount, the merchant, and all that when you pick up. Well, let me give some examples. So for the tip, for example, if it's just one offer, not a big deal. You really don't need to see that because you've seen the incoming offer to begin with. You can kind of figure out based off mileage and stuff and your experience of what you get paid off in offers on base pay, unless they're running some type of promo in your market. With that being said, it's not a big deal unless it's a stacked offer. So, say that you have a stacked offer, they're going opposite directions. Normally, you would accept that. You would go and see where the tips were on each one, and you would weigh the options, and you would reassign one and then do the other. It makes no sense for us to pick up two deliveries going the opposite direction when there's plenty of drivers out there. So, especially with the customers now being able to track us and see it, it's going to affect you in the long run. You don't see it yourself, but it does. Anyhow, the next scenario, the notes. The notes are probably the biggest deal. So just think if you have some type of disability or limitation. Normally you were able to go see those notes and be like, oh, I can't go up several flights of stairs. Or it might be a safety situation where you're like, I'm not going in an alley, or someone wants me to go in their house. There's a number of situations and different notes that we've seen and run into that we've avoided, or you would avoid in the future when you see that again. Now, that could be a legal issue. I do not know what the rights and protections are for like the limitations and disabilities, because it could say, well, we're going to deactivate you because you should be able to perform the work. So that's a gray area. You need to consult with a lawyer. There's free consults where you can get information to see what your rights are there. Now, the part where they're not showing it and it becomes a safety situation, that's another one in itself. Now, the disabilities and all that could be protected. Again, you need to do your own research and find out more on that. I'm not going to do that for you because then I'm putting out legal information for anyone. That's not my expertise. I'm just putting out the information on what's going on so then you can do a little more due diligence, your homework, and find out what you can do about it. Now, I know there's a lady on Facebook in the nationwide group for GrubHub, Kimberly Sykes, Sykes. She's really digging it. She's talked to a lawyer. She's not my biggest fan, but I do appreciate what she's actually doing as far as advocating against this. Now, if enough of us push back, this can and will change. So again, make sure that you go and consult. There's free consults with lawyers. Take advantage of that so you can find out for yourself, and then send an email to GrubHub and do your own work. Now, sending mass emails to corporate or any of these execs, any of them, they don't pay attention to that stuff. So that's going to be a waste. You need to do the legal digging on it and see, again, what you can do yourself, and then reply to GrubHub and maybe force their hand. Now, the next thing that you can't see, the order placed. So some of you are wondering, especially new people, like, no big deal, right? Well, GrubHub is the one app where we incur a lot of wait time because they dispatch the offer right after the order's been placed. Now, two things. We can no longer take screenshots and be like, look, they sent it that early. What the heck? Why you do that? What is your practice? That kind of makes them look bad because the other apps don't do it, right? All these other apps like DoorDash, Amazon, they wait about 10 minutes to dispatch the offer. So that way you don't have a bunch of wait time. You basically have the travel time to get there. Anyhow, the biggest thing where what helped us is to know when to show up. Now, in the beginning, you don't know because you're new and you don't know what the merchants' patterns are. Over time, you get to know which merchants are going to take a while, how long. You can look at the items and be like, okay, salmon or certain things, that's quicker, that's going to be done longer, fried stuff. You know what I mean. You get the idea. Anyhow, there was a lot of information that it gave us an idea when to travel to there. So say that you're on another offer on another app and you're finishing up. You knew that you had a little bit of wiggle room to get there. You weren't in a rush. You weren't stressed out. You weren't driving like a friggin' maniac in traffic, potentially causing an accident. So, more information that really helped us do our jobs as independent contractors. And these restaurants and merchants do not want us all gathering and loitering in their place of business. They would much rather that we get the offer a little bit later so we show up right on time or maybe 5 minutes before the offer is done and not be sitting around waiting too long. It's not good for business. It doesn't look good for them. It doesn't look good on GrubHub. Anyhow, the last thing that you can't see is the original diner ETA. And that's not a huge deal because that can kind of change on a bunch of different factors. Maybe the restaurant confirmed late. Maybe it's taking them longer. They're backed up. There's a number of different things. So that's not as big a deal. And we don't really use that information a whole lot to determine what we're going to do as independent contractors as far as that work. So we do have a threshold for a reason to be able to reassign offers. They're essentially taking away that ability and that power for us to go in and be like, there's no way, that makes no sense. Or again, stacked offers. Say you got 3 of them or 2 opposite directions, one's a no tip, and you have a really strong standard that you're not delivering non-tip offers. So again, they're taking away more of our choices and rights and powers as independent contractors. Again, more and more GrubHub is forcing us to be employees, and it's making it a lot easier for a case for misclassification to be proven against them. That's all I have for today. I hope this information helps, if anything, entertaining for the rest of you. Have fun out there. Be safe on the roads. It's getting hot. People get crazy. And as always, work smarter.